In the past, I've done videos regarding how to look taller and slimmer with like summertime clothes, but now because it's winter, I think it's really important to readdress this. The rules still apply, but how you incorporate them are a little bit different because you're going to be adding more layers, more bulk, and how do you do that without feeling kind of like a sack of potatoes? Just keep in mind that where I live currently, it's about between like 35 and 55 degrees, somewhere in there. I've got a video that you can check out if you live in like more severe weather. I'll leave a link for that. But let's get started with the first tip, which is I personally love to wear cropped sweatshirts. And honestly, I love to wear cropped shirts if it's not a sweatshirt. And why I like to do this is because it makes my legs, like the bottom half of me, look a lot longer. So this works really well if you are a woman with shorter legs, because especially you want your shirt to not be too long. What a long shirt is going to do is it's going to kind of give you this Charlie Brown vibe where you've got like a really long shirt and little tiny legs. That's not the look you're going for. The cropped sweatshirt is really good too because it's not going to just lay flat against your stomach. So if you're concerned about your stomach at all, this will give you a little bit more of an overlap onto your pants and it'll kind of make it look like your bust is bigger than your stomach. Now again, if you do live in a place that's a lot colder than me, I would definitely say to wear something underneath the cropped sweatshirt that matches the same color of your pants. So that's just like one fluid line, then you've got the shirt that's kind of overlaying on top. Next, I would say that monochrome is very important if you're trying to look taller. This always applies year round. There's so many ways that I've tried to make monochrome work for my outfits. So definitely check out my monochrome video that I did earlier in the year. That was really fun to put together. But for this scenario, I just want to swap out the same shirt so it's a different color so you can see kind of the before and after. So I'm wearing a black sweatshirt now and then just the same pants. And so what this is doing is making the whole outfit feel uniform and one solid line. And of course, if you wanted to wear something underneath the cropped sweatshirt, you definitely could. So going along with the same train of thought, I actually want to apply this same principle to shoes. So when I'm wearing my shoes in wintertime, it's more important that the pants match my shoes. So that's all one line. In the case kind of versus that, in summertime, because you're going to be kind of exposing more skin anyways on your ankles and your feet, then it's good to actually just go nude with your shoes if you're trying to look taller. But when it's wintertime and you're already going to be wearing very little exposing of the skin, then it's better just to have a solid line there. Of course, in my example today, I've just got, not anything that's tights or anything very long. So there's a little bit of skin showing, and that's not a big deal. As long as the whole thing looks unified, that's really the goal. And again, if it's colder and you really can't expose any skin at all, then it's really important to be able to put on something underneath, like tights would be a really great thing. There's some really nice like fleece lined tights that I always go to for colder weather. Another important factor when it comes to shoes is no matter the trend, it's always more important to have a pointed toe on your shoes if you're wanting to look taller. This is always going to add a couple inches, so whether it's a flat shoe or a heeled shoe, it's always going to add inches if you get a pointed toe. So by inches, I just mean an optical illusion. This is a really cool trick. When it comes to pants in wintertime, it's no different than any other time of the year. I love to wear high-waisted pants. This tip is like my best friend. I love to find something that has like at least a 12-inch rise. It's so important and it makes such a difference. So of course I have shorter legs, so that's why this works for me. If Zach, for instance, was going to wear something that had high-rise pants, he has really long legs and he's 6'1", so that would not be the right look for him. So if you're someone who has long legs, and I'm very jealous, then I would definitely say to have more of a mid-rise. One thing that really got me through last winter was wearing skirts with fleece-lined tights underneath, and that was such a cozy way to really dress for fall and winter time. It also really looks lovely with a long duster or trench. Such a great look. That was something that I did last year. I want to kind of do some of that today to kind of show you. And when I do that, I like to either tuck in my shirt or for this instance, I'm just going to go back to my cropped sweatshirt. Why I'm drawn to skirts is really because they sit so nicely on what is the smallest part of my body. So I'm more like hourglass pear-shaped, and it's really nice because it's able to just kind of cinch that part and make the rest of it look long and flowy. So as much as I love to stay very cozy this time of year and just cover myself in blankets and very thick things and big bulky scarves, I cannot do this with my body frame. Really, my technique is more layering thin fabrics. Don't forget about long underwear if it's really cold where you are. What I like to do instead of wearing something very thick is look more for things like a thicker linen is really nice this time of year. And then also if you're gonna wear like things like wool or cashmere, then that's gonna be really important to keep it very thin. And just layer with that. And don't forget the long underwear again, please. Now I really want to talk about jackets. So one thing to consider when you're wearing something that is outerwear, a lot of times it will hit you not just right as a petite person. So the ways that I kind of combat this is I either look for a coat that could be made to order on Etsy, and I can link you guys down to that in the description below. Otherwise, I like to find something that I can tailor very easily. So you can always bring up the sleeves a little bit, that's effortless. And if it's a long trench or something, then definitely bring up the bottom to where it really makes sense. What I like to do for tailoring is just show my tailor what it looked like when it was being sold online, and then just take that picture in and show her kind of what it's supposed to look like on an average human. A third option is to just find companies that actually sell clothes that are made for petites. One place I love to look is Elizabeth Suzanne because she makes things for short sizes and tall sizes and things that are very custom. I'll leave more examples down in the description below, but another one just off the top of my head is J. Crew. J. Crew is really good about having petite sizes, and I've done that in the past with a blazer that was awesome. If you are going to wear a jacket that is a little bit poofier, then really think about where it's going to hit. Is it cropped? Cropped ones actually work really well because they're going to make the bottom half of you look long and lean. Otherwise, I would go with something very long, like a long trench. Works really well. That is not poofy. So in the example of a puffer jacket, yeah, I would not get a puffer jacket that's very long. I would not want the bulk on me in my width area. Instead, I would like to have like a cropped puffer. And there's one from Everlane right now that I really love. If you want any more information regarding all of the things that I talked about, I've actually just launched my blog. This was the first post that I put on there. This is actually going to include lots of photos and more description and, more examples over there. So definitely check that out and maybe bookmark it, leave it as a reference when you're getting ready in the morning, and give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful or if you liked it, or both. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.